Realistically, hardcore prisoners need a hardcore prison, and a new wing at Goulburn's Supermax facility is designed to contain the most dangerous inmates.
Many of the prisoners we have here are not just a danger to society, but they're also a danger to other prisoners.
Each prisoner is guarded by 3 corrections officers, and each one of these cells in the high-risk unit has its own exercise yard. It limits the interaction between the inmates.
Beginning at MRRC Silverwater on this very day, New South Wales prisoners, Asians versus Aboriginal inmates, became one of the most well-known wars that would exist in the New South Wales prison system. Unavoidable dramas like these would send Bud to the gang unit, a system designed to break you, but as a criminal, it would give you a name that would make you. View from inside the gang unit at Lithgow, where Bass Hamsey sends a phone to his co-offender and fellow gang unit inmate TK. For Bud, the one thing in jail he would learn is how to better rob banks, and he would take his lessons to the street over and over and over again. Who's to blame, Bud or the failed prison system? If you lived a life from the lessons you were taught, then I'm sure you will agree. So did Bud. Rehabilitation over reincarceration. It's no accident low economic areas have the highest crime rates.
I kind of hit the streets early, you know what I mean, trying to find something to belong to. I didn't go home after that, I kind of stayed to the streets. I went straight to heroln.
What age?
14.
How long did you do?
8.5 years. I'm wanted, so if I'm wanted, I might as well just go on with it. Please, I can get 200,000. If people see my criminal history, they would probably like me. They're not trained to break us, but that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. YouTubers. Today we got with us Bud, Robin 210. Part of the 210 crew, if you've heard of that, a lot of Sydney boys have. I know I put up a story before about it. How are you, brother?
Good, buddy.
Just catch up with you.
Yeah, same, bro. Long time.
All right, so first of all, where'd you grow up? How'd you grow up? Family life and stuff like that?
Yeah, obviously I've been in the city, Kensington. I say Maroubra because not many people know Moore Park or Kensington. Yeah. So Kensington my whole life, in and out of the city. I grew up with a mum and dad, obviously, but home life wasn't the best. Alcoholics, they kind of done their thing.
Housing and stuff? Or?
Yeah, housing, always housing, bro, always housing. And yeah, so the home life wasn't real great always, so I kind of hit the streets early, you know what I mean, trying to find something to belong to and something that I thought was more homely, which is like Redfern and just the boys and the brothers, and obviously I didn't go home after that, I kind of stayed to the streets, and then started living the life of, like not crime straight away, obviously just fun, like spray painting and just doing the things that were fun, you know?
As a boy
exploring, bro, you know, jumping trains, tagging, just fun, bro, just fun, you know?
So that was like through school and stuff?
Yeah, school wasn't a big thing for me either, bro. You know, I went to school, but to learn, I don't think I really learned much. I learned more later in life, you know, like catching up in jail, you know what I mean? Doing education in jail and doing year 10 and year 12 in jail, because then that meant more. When I was young, it didn't really mean much, but I just wanted fun, like, just, you know what I mean? I just lost my way and had fun, bro.
Fucking nice. You didn't really have role models either, other than these boys.
Well, the role models were what everybody probably had the same on the streets. They like the older generation had the money, had the women, had the cars, had the drugs, had the respect. That was like what we looked up to. That was the next. That's who I wanted to be. You know? So that was role models weren't big in my family. You know what I mean? So I found them elsewhere, and they weren't the best role models, but back then they were the greatest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
All right, then. So what come first for you, addiction or crime?
You know what? Probably crime.
Yeah.
You crime more because, again, I was looking for the family. You know what I mean? I thought this kind of helped you fit in a bit more. Not that I was ever alone. I just wanted to go with the boys, you know what I mean? So crime come first, and then I think addiction come after boys home. Because So
what happened? How'd you end up with boys home?
So, robbery, you know what I mean? So
at what age?
Probably 14, 15. Yeah. So I robbed like a bank in a post office. So we robbed that, and went to boys home, and then obviously we understood what is going through the courts at the moment with all the abuse and all the bullshit that's happening in the boys' homes. That's what led me to addiction. Like, I got out and shit happened in the boys' homes, and I kind of used that then to numb pain. And I thought that, like, that was the best way for me now not to hurt anybody or hurt anybody else up. So I kind of hurt myself through addiction, bro. Yeah. So, but crime was definitely first, yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? Was that just like start with weed and stuff?
Bro, I've never smoked cigarettes. No. I've never smoked weed, never drunk alcohol.
Yeah.
I used to box too before. We used to go to PC, watching box all the time.
Yeah.
So I went straight to heroin.
Wow.
Straight to heroin, and everyone freaks out. Everyone that knows me thinks, fucking straight to the gear.
Yeah.
But I had an older mate again, a role model who I thought was a good mate. Kind of led me to that path, and that was it. But it's the only drug I've ever touched.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and that led to me a life of crime, bro.
Yeah, all right. So did you do much juvie?
Oh, I've done I've done it like 3 or 4 years, you know what I mean? Like I was not, my longest time was like 5 or 6 months out.
Well, that is a lot during your youth.
Yeah, exactly. So to start at 15 and then go to jail at 18 because we had a right to carry on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I probably had like longest time was out was 6 months. So I almost done 3.5 years in boys zone. Yeah.
And carry on's juvenile.
Yeah, well, it's jail now.
Into jail now.
Yeah, exactly. But back then it was maxo. It was putrid.
So for the worst.
It was for the worst of the worst. Yeah. Like HRMU is for us adults now. Like carry on was for the worst of the worst.
How'd the riot come about?
You know, we just didn't want to get locked in, bro.
Yeah.
You know, just bored again. Yeah. Bored, wanting to fit in. Not fit in, just bored, bro. Just didn't want to get locked in. We weren't getting enough pool time. We had everything. If you look back in boys' home, you got everything you kind of want. You know what I mean? But we just didn't have enough, bro. You know how it goes. So we just got locked in, and me, Terry, I seen a couple of brothers just didn't want to get locked in, and then we got on the roof, and then wanted pizzas, and just went on with whatever we wanted.
Stupid,
just stupid shit, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was it, bro, and then it took us to jail. But because we had turned, we're only 17 and 10 months, they put us in Segro because we weren't exactly 18 yet, but they couldn't house us in Carryong anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because we were fucking too much. And then the bloods come around and we went to buy smokes and they had them blanked out because we weren't 18. Oh. Do you know what I mean? So we could only buy food. But so the first time I went to jail was in segregation, which was crazy.
Oh, yeah? Where was that at?
Park Lee. Under down the old kitchen in 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah?
You know the segregation, that's under the old kitchen,
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, crazy, And then,
So then, what, after your 18th birthday, they just let you out?
They come and done like their bullshit check and then let me straight out in a 1 wing.
What was that like for you?
Oh, it was like... Well, it wasn't too intimidating because we've been down there for like almost 4 months and a couple of boys have left from Segro already. Oh, yeah. Like Pete Buchanan, Phil Jarrah, a couple of the brothers that have been around. So we really spoke to them. So we come out, it was more like, this is where we want to be anyway. We got smokes, you know, it was all right, bro. But like jails and I opened when you first come. And being black, you kind of meet family that you haven't met. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, bro. It's like a reunion that's like, not really.
Then you feel like you belong.
And then you belong. And that's what's scary because then it becomes no deterrent.
Yeah.
Then you get out and there's no deterrent to why I can't do what I want. Who's going to stop me now? Because I've been here, I've faced my fears like we all do. Yeah. And then there's no deterrent not to want to run them up on the streets, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's what's fucked.
So what kind of stuff? So all up, how long did you do?
Oh, bro, just...
In jail, like adult jail?
Yeah, so I'm 39 now this year, so probably 18.5 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So most of your other life,
my whole adult life, bro, Like now I'm in a good relationship. I'm on a bracelet, I've just been released, obviously, So, for armed robberies again from the bank, you know what I mean? So,
Does that make it difficult or is it keeping you in check?
No, well, it's a pain because the stigma that comes with it, bro.
And people can see it,
You know what I mean? Like the boys, people don't know the left and right leg bullshit or whatever it is, but it's just the stigma. So, but I think I just want to change now, bro. I don't think, like, the bracelet's more of a pain, but I still do I do urines now because I just done 5 years and I've done that CDTC, which is a drug court at Park Lee. Yeah. So I still go back every 3 days to do urines, go to court every 3 weeks, still that bullshit,
All right, so let's go. So you're still with your sanity.
Yeah.
So go back to where you first. All right, so you're first in jail. You've gotten out. You're on the gear.
Straight away, bro. First day.
What are all these crimes you're doing like now between then to get all these years? Still the same stuff?
Only banks. That's it, right? Banks.
So when you get out, the armed robbery squad knows you're
straight
out.
Straight away. They pulled me up in Redfern once, which was crazy. I'd just been released. Yeah. And there was a new policeman in town after me doing 4 years. Yeah. And he had a photo of me after I was released and then pulled a photo up saying, this is who you're looking for in 6 months. And it was just me jumped out. Yeah, like the weight difference, like, because he doesn't stay the same, you know what I mean? Yeah. So the armed robbery squad knew who I was. And that I didn't even care, bro. It was money or, you know what I mean? I didn't want to stop using either, you know what I mean? Like, so straight, as soon as I was released, straight back in the stick-ups.
Yeah, well, jail didn't really teach you much.
Oh, not till later, bro.
Not till you wanted it.
Not till age. It was fun. You know, like I could go to jail and have fun, bro. Yeah. I had no responsibilities. Yeah. I had, you know what I mean? Like I had no care. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't realise how much the family hurt or the kids hurt. Like I was selfish, bro.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind, and being on the streets and growing up, like a way we have, I'm able to adapt, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I could adapt to that kind of lifestyle, and I kind of thrive in it. Structure, I thrive in structure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then, like, you put work into the boys and you get a bit of respect, and then you've always wanted to be accepted.
Yeah.
And when you find that acceptance, you kind of think, this is what I want, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is sad.
So you done a couple of banks?
Yeah, a couple of banks, a couple of post office.
What was that like? Like, what was your, the worst arm robbery? Not the worst, but like, you know, the most high profile arm robbery you could say?
Oh, there's a couple. There was one at Artarmon, you know,
Artarmon,
like
yeah.
St George. You
So
called
St
that.
George, yeah.
Yeah, Commonwealth at Artarmon, Narrabeen, Commonwealth Bank, people would have
What was that like for someone that's obviously not going to do it? But what was that like for you? You're in the midst of addiction. So was it like a desperation thing, an excitement thing, the adrenaline, you're chasing
it was all of that. It was all of that. But what it was is, I didn't want to do 20 and get 800 from the takeaway shop, and then. So I know it's crazy because I love doing job, but I didn't want to do massive amounts. So I thought if I could do one arm robbery, get the Henry out, get all these mitigating circumstances, I'll probably get 3 and I can get 200,000.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't have to earn again for 4 months. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Instead of doing 20
and then having 20 arm robberies on me and looking like a fucking maniac and getting 17. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was more about, I want money, I want a lot of it, and the only place I can get that's from my bank.
Yeah.
Or a post
in
office.
jail, like learning just life skills or even things that criminals would be interested in where it could veer them off path. There's none of that stuff really, is there?
No, bro. There's nothing. And it's a tool for education to be a better criminal, John.
Yeah.
100%. And to do courses in there, you need to be at certain times in your sentence to want to change. And sometimes you're just not at that point. And when you're at that point, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
and once you've got a reputation, like you would have had, so you ended up in the gang unit?
Yeah, SDG. I was at Parkleigh 2004.
So that was when it first started,
First day, me, Dave DeFord, Nick Kerr. I shouldn't name drop really, but you know who were there, like, and then it moved to Lithgow, so we were there.
What was that like?
Bro, it was crazy.
How'd you get there?
So I have brothers and agents at drums.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And just over time fighting and bashing Asian cellmates or bashing, like just, do you know, and
there was a war on back then.
There was a war, it was a massive war. Whatever jail, like, we'll get caught at Parkleigh, we'll get them at Bathurst and Lithgow. Goulburn was segregated, you know what I mean? So, Silverwater was segregated, but it would always pop off, you know what I mean? So just being in segregated all the time for assaults and then stabbing and everything that come with the gang war was just, they thought, you know what, we can't handle this, but we were going to put him in SDG. So I went there, and the first time I went there, bro, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, take all your jail greens so everyone's equal, jail shoes, no letters, no plate, no fork.
Yeah.
You're on a reward system. If you misbehave, you don't get it. Like, just the squad takes everywhere, orange overalls, escort, it was just beautiful. Bro. Yeah.
You're sitting in a cell with
nothing. You got to give your plate back, got to give your knife and fork back. After a couple of months, you might get exercise with you. You know what I mean? Like, but other than that, bro, you shout through doors. If you behave, you shout through doors. I remember when I started to get up the levels, I got my TV, but for the first time, and Mick Herron said, we're going on strike, boys, everyone give your TVs back. I just had mine for 3 hours. And I was like, what? So they come around and all the TVs are going out, and I'm thinking, fuck. So I had to put my
Please change your mind, please change your mind.
I couldn't be the only one because they would hear it. You know, I watch it on mute, like, what? Come on, bro. So I had to throw it back out. I was like, fuck off, bro. So it was crazy. And then obviously you go to HRMU because you get into a fight with,
and that is
Supermax,
high risk.
But you got 7 wing, which is Segro and introduction, and then you go across to 8 and 9 wing. So I done 12 months in Segro, 7 wing, and went back to the STG, and that time was at Lithgow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then after I got out of there, they used to house me on the tennis courts, and then the boys would come and talk, and then I'll go back because I've been in Segro so long, they didn't release you back in. They reintegrate you back into. You know what I mean? So they put you on the tennis courts for a couple of hours, and the boys will talk to you, then they'll take you back in, and the next day, so it was like they were reintegrating me back into jail because I've alone that long, and talking through a door and not seeing anyone's face, bro. It's crazy.
Up through their little hole
thing. It's crazy, bro.
Standing up there for hours.
It's actually crazy.
It's weird, like they record everything there.
Everything. Bro, I remember when I was at Parkleigh, I'd have a shave and I'd be shaving at the front of the office. There was a mirror there. They'd give the razors back and the letters, knife, fork, spoon, no books, no nothing. Do you know what I mean? It was actually beautiful. They had more privileges in the HRMU where they're like worse off, but than we did in STG. You know what I mean? And that's what's fucked. Like, they're not trained to break us, but that's what they try to do. You know,
and they keep changing and they shut the program restart because they know it's wrong.
They know it's wrong, bro. You know, and they try to break you and get you.
And they put it under a program to try and say like you're trying to help, but it's not. It's a punishment.
It's a punishment, bro. And they're saying if we take the heads off the snakes, like So you say, man, you're in the yard and there's a drama with the brothers and the Aussies, like, man, you could talk it out, but that's not how it works, bro.
Yeah.
If there's a drama, there's a drama.
Yeah.
You just don't run at me, I'll run at him, you run at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're mates.
Yeah.
Just don't run at me, mate.
Yeah.
I'll run at your mate, you run at mine.
Yeah.
That's the way it works. We're not
Yeah.
going to start it sort of because, you know, you gotta run with your people, bro.
Yeah.
But that's what they actually thought it could do. If we could get all the boys together, if there's a drama later, they'll be able to talk amongst themselves and stop it. But it's just become a punishment, bro. No program. It was just and you go into a couple of classes there, but right, it's very rare you get out.
Yeah.
If there's a lockdown, we've got no officers or squads there. They don't want to. They'll come around and maybe open your back door.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. You're lucky to get that. You know
And
what I mean?
then even there, like even that Lithgow, it's just a brick wall. Like, there's nothing there.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Like Park Lee was alright because we had that little oval at the back. You've got that little running track. Sometimes they'll let you out there while someone got the cook. Some, you know, but other than that, you can talk to the boys at the backyard because they had the cage there. But other than that, there's no communication at all. But no face-to-face communication. So you become very, you become alone, bro. You forget how to actually hold conversations.
Yeah.
And every conversation you do hold, you call them to school a dog or you're abusing someone.
Yeah.
Because you can't get anything.
Yeah, because it builds up. Like it builds up.
Frustration's the worst thing to have in prison, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And they just laugh and kick your door and just treat you like a fuck, and then you want to dash them and then you don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. For anyone at home, like it's like you go lock yourself in your laundry for months on months on months on months and like
with your toilet.
Yeah, with
and
your
you
toilet.
sit next to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Just stay there.
No books, no pens, no internet, nothing. Just stay there.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't last 24 hours, but it's like that's because you know you can walk out. But when you don't know, like you don't have a choice, you have to last.
You have to last,
yeah.
bro. And that's what's crazy. But you know what's crazy is that you can adapt to it.
Yeah.
So the first day is terrible, the second day is stress, the third day it is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's so quickly.
And then before you know it, you've done 18, 19, 20 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're like, what?
Like I found it crazy how quickly that went. I was just like, fuck, this felt like it was going to be forever. And then all of a sudden I was getting out. You know?
It's because you get a routine and you just move on, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what we're good at, bro. We're actually good at just moving on. With people can't, even now get down
going inside our heads.
Exactly, bro. And becoming your own motivator.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Who gives a fuck what other people think? Who cares? And just find this extra strength in yourself to actually push you through the darkest times. And STG was beautiful. It was dark. If you've been there, people haven't been there, but for anyone that's actually been there, they know how bad it is.
Yeah.
It was actually beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's wrong. It's definitely wrong.
Yeah.
All right. So from there, through jail time, you've got back out. You've got back into the armed robbery.
straight away.
Obviously, it's not going to teach you nothing being in the gang.
No way. It actually kind of
make you worse.
reputation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah.
Like you get back in the yard and everyone knows you've been loose from STG.
Yeah. He's from the gang.
Yeah, you know who you are and why you went there and who you're running with.
Yeah.
And so you kind of actually go into a different state of mind when you get out. You become more agitated and violent. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then you take that to the streets.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Now it's like things are expected, and that name, they've literally given you that name.
Yeah, exactly.
From putting you there.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And like I said, so you got the reputation, the name, and the thing of no deterrent anymore. Because if that's what they've got and they can't break me, and I've left with a smile.
Yeah.
Well, who's actually going to stop me now?
Yeah.
And you couldn't stop me when I was 70 kilos. Now I'm 95.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to stop me now? So you kind of just think that you run your own show, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So straight back into armed robberies, obviously. And no one wants to get out and commit crime, but it's just easy, right?
Yeah.
It was just easy.
That's what you know. Yeah.
That's just easy.
Because you're getting out for everyone. Like, what do you get out with?
No, bro, you probably get out with $400. That's
From
for a month.
Centrelink, yeah.
That's for a month. Like, so you might get $600 as a $200 crisis, and that's it. So you got to buy your rent, your clothes, your toiletries, your food, and then live 4 weeks.
Yeah. And most people, like, when you get out, I've gotten out a lot of time. I've had nothing. No clothes, no nothing. Because the life we live, you're running around ragged. So everyone takes your shit by the time you've got out years later.
Exactly.
No one's holding it for you.
No way. They sold it for their shop.
Yeah.
You know, it's all the good clothes. And I got to a point where I was getting out and no one was meeting me anymore now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know what, you're not learning, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you get out and your parents are there and your brother and sisters and cousins, and now it's like 3 times later, no one's there.
Yeah.
So you got your black bag and your 400 and you're going to a cost because no one wants you to come to parole there anymore because they know that you're not going to last long.
Yeah.
So you haven't even got your own place, you got $400, you know, like, and you're dirty on the world already, bro. But you don't want to use it, you don't want to commit crime. They're the last things you want to do, but they're the first thing you turn to.
There's no job opportunities, you've got no life skills, you've got no fucking,
exactly.
no trades or nothing like that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And they've just put you in a place of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The one thing you know is how to get money right now.
Exactly.
That you need.
That you need to survive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then you use drugs because you think, you know what, fuck, like I can't cope.
Yeah.
And then the whole pattern repeats. You know what I mean? The whole pattern starts again. And before you know it, you're not reporting. And then you're not at your address. And then you know, well, I'm wanted. So if I'm wanted, I might as well just go on with it.
Yeah.
And that's it, bro. And then it's till I get pinched.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
it ends up in worse crime because you've got that mentality like, fuck, they're after me anyway.
Yeah, I might as well just go. And then it gets to a point where you get sloppy and you don't even put hat and sunnies on anymore.
Yeah.
Because you know you want it online. It's just easy to just like, earn. You know what I mean? It's crazy life, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy life, bro.
Right, then so how long ago in your head, because I had a psych a few years ago when I was at Kempsey, and they actually gave me parole, they told me, because I was turning 36, and they said a lot of people around the mid-30s, their mentality changes and their thoughts change.
Yeah.
And they do, as a man, you become more mature, where a woman would do it in her early 20s.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's funny that you say that because I had a psych appointment for the mitigating with the sexual abuse, right?
Yeah.
So she said exactly the same thing. She said, I had PTSD of someone that's been to a war zone.
Yeah.
Like just the jail, the trauma, the lifestyle. But I've reached the age now of 35 where my rehabilitation, through everything that I've started to do 18 months before this, is the best time for me to have other options than prison, because I've now come to the point where I want to learn not to be who I am now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Before I didn't really care who I was, bro, because I didn't have any responsibilities that I really cared about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As you got older, you realise, you know, you actually had responsibilities all along, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I blamed the system that long for who I was. I didn't want to take accountability for my actions. Yeah. So once I first took accountability, bro, my rehabilitation actually started. Yeah. Which is crazy, bro. You know what I mean? 35 was the age. Yeah. So it's crazy.
Same for me. I think, 35, 36.
Yeah, so it was crazy that he said that, because that's when I started to hold me accountable for my actions, not the system, not other people. I've done this because you done that, or I'm an addict because he's bashed me when I was in girls' homes, or I'm all this because you done.
That's such a good point, bro, because no one forces us to make any decision, you know. And as much as we might get angry at someone else or upset at someone else at what they do, essentially it's still our decision.
It's my decision, bro. So I didn't start taking accountability to 35. And then I got the drug court, which I've never had any rehab, or because my offence is never allowed that. So this compulsory drug treatment centre, which put the bracelet on my leg, actually is for us. For high risk inmates, people that have never had an opportunity. And it's a 18-month program, full intense therapy. And I come at the right time, because now I've taken accountability for who I am. And when I went to this program, I actually seen that it was my fault the whole time. It was never anybody else's fault why I acted and wasted my life the way I have. Because I just put the blame on, and it was easy to blame you or them or whoever, bro, and blame it, and have a look at myself as a person and hate me for me. You know what I mean? So it was crazy, bro. I was 35,
Now you want to be a good role model, and
right now you got so much more to live for, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you got kids, you got a girl, and just like.
So you got out 5 months ago?
Yeah.
How many kids you got?
I got 4, bro.
4 kids? Wow. What ages?
So they're 16, 13, 10, and 9.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. So my whole life was
boys and girls, or
2 boys, 2 girls. So the whole life was like pregnant and jail. You know what I mean? Like, get out, pregnant, jail. And trying to raise kids and hold a relationship through phone calls and letters. And then when you're in STG, trying to get 3 phone calls or 1 phone call a week. Right.
You got to trick the screws, you know, because they know you've had one. So you got to wait for someone else to be on and say, "Can I get my call?"
Can I get my call, bro? You know, so you're trying to raise the kid and keep a relationship together on like a phone call a week or 3 if you're lucky.
And even that, like the phone calls, like for people, like going to a phone call at the gang unit, like you get let out, you get handcuffed to the wall. Like,
like you're talking like,
you're like this, you got handcuffs attached to handcuffs on a wall. Like,
and then you're yelling to this cell. And I'm saying, on the phone, boy. Oh, it's crazy, and you're trying to hold a family together. Do you know what I mean? And like, you want to make sure they
get let out of there, feeling like a human being, like you want to be someone better. Like, you know what I mean? You've just been chained to a fucking wall.
Bro, for almost 2 years. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like, so it was crazy, bro. So but now, like I said, I'm at that point, bro, where accountability is a big thing for me, bro.
No, that's awesome, bro.
100%.
So now what are you doing with your life?
So,
or you planned, or what you've been doing?
So I got it, bro. I got out. I've been working for the last 5 months.
I got a job
straight away, bro. So I got a job. I've been working, living with my girl. Life's great right now. My life's actually perfect, bro. You know. But I've got a job I haven't used for like 5 years now.
That's a funny thing, bro. Like I feel that too. Like say you say life's perfect. Like working, like in the past, you know, our younger selves, like fucking working, bro. That'd be a nightmare.
I couldn't do it. I actually couldn't do it, and I used to think anybody that did it was like crazy.
Or boring, or you're like shit, or you know.
Bro, I lay down in my time and I think I'm a boring person.
Like
I'm actually, but I'm not. I'm so active. But it's just that I'm not like, but I feel boring, but it feels good, bro, to be that way. Do you know what I mean?
Like, you know, you can go skydiving, bungee jumping,
we can do whatever.
crazy shit, you
We
know?
can do whatever.
That's mad shit.
100% find adrenaline in other ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to be assault people, robbing banks. Now I find it in just going to the beach, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And not have to look over my shoulder, or, you know, I haven't got any warrants, and I can go to the shops and not have to dodge because I've got dramas with someone because I just kick the door in for a deal. Or,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
bro,
just,
that's not, yeah.
yeah, it's too much, bro.
What about the future? Like, what's your plans?
Yeah, bro,
Do you have plans, or like, are you
know
like
what?
short term, long term, or you just
Right,
seeing as it comes?
no, you know, like, I've never really been good with planning. You know what I mean? But like, my first plan is to finish this program.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to finish the program because I've never completed
Well,
pilot.
that's good, bro, to put your focus on that.
Yeah, so like with the support I've got now, like I got the girl and she's amazing, bro. Like, and that kind of gives me the drive to want to be a better person. The kids are getting older.
Yeah.
So the program's first, and then obviously like, the job and just not touching drugs and just working on myself every day, bro. Like, just even if it's at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I still go to the gym, I still train every day, where before I would never train again.
Yeah.
I only train in job. You know what I mean? But now I train every day. I've got my routine has come from the outside to my life because I thrive under structure.
Yeah.
So I've taken what I should have done earlier from my prison life to the outside and kind of like intertwined them, you know. So I've got my own structure. I train, I eat, I work, and I do all my things that my daily life needs to keep me on the straight and narrow. You know? And I'm not in the city anymore. I'm out in Parramatta.
Oh,
So, I mean, that's the first time I've been out of the city. You know what I mean? So
I moved away too. Like, that's
that's
an
a big
important thing.
bro.
Yeah.
That was a massive decision, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To like, feels like at 38 you're starting a whole new life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I haven't even come to the city till today, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I went home to move to the beach, but other than that, bro,
Yeah.
I don't want to be around the city. You know? Like,
Yeah.
it's just,
No.
like too many people, too many places. You know how they say people, places, and things in addiction?
Yeah.
That's me, bro. I don't do that.
Too many triggers. Eh?
Yeah, bro. Triggers exactly right. Yeah, so that's like. And before I used to put myself in them triggers.
Yeah.
But because then I blame you for me using.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking.
That's your fault, bro. Why bring you here?
Yeah.
So yeah,
bro, you've had a hectic run, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So like all this stuff now, you know, like putting it all down and setting a good example for your kids and stuff. It's commendable, bro.
It's hard, but all the boys like yourself too. I got out and I started watching YouTube and TikTok and like Spanian yourself.
Yeah.
ROBBER, Russ. You know what I mean? All the people that I've been close with that have got out and give me inspiration, because if people like yourself who live it and can change, there's hope.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's hope, because who wanted to ever get out and admit you're a criminal and an addict?
Yeah.
Like, you know how hard it is to come here and admit that. If I didn't have accountability, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
Because
Like years ago, you wouldn't.
bro.
Yeah.
I'd be ashamed of the lifestyle I've lived, dude.
Yeah.
And like where before I want to glorify it, now I'm an adult and I'm a man, I look back at the people I've hurt, the lifestyle I've lived, it's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah.
It's actually shameful. Like if people see my criminal history, they would probably like me, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's like,
You know what I mean? You probably wouldn't like me.
In the first few years that I was an artist, I didn't have my face up. I didn't have anything up.
Yeah.
Until I gave a speech somewhere.
Yeah.
I was ashamed, bro. I didn't want people to judge me for that. Because I didn't feel like that person anymore too, you know? So I wanted to be,
step away from it. You need to.
And removing myself from that person was like a way of also letting me be a different person, you know?
100, bro. How powerful is that?
Yeah.
Bro? Like, because
And now I sort of talk about it because it's, people told me that I can help other people, you know? So I thought that's really important. Like, if someone's sitting in my shoes, if that was me years ago and looking at me, like, I'd want to help them.
100%. But if someone said to you 10 years ago, no, tell your story, you wouldn't. Because if you're still holding that embarrassment, the shame, the guilt, like all the bullshit that comes between the thief and the addict, you know, and you need to be at that point in your life where you are, that's what I was doing. This is me as a person, and this is where I got to from that. So I don't want to ever hide that now or disown that, because that's made me as a person I am today. Like that's who I was, but this is who I am, bro. You know what I mean? That's how I got here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
they all become like, when you grow, I think they all become lessons. Like you realize that they were lessons.
There's no trials, it's all lessons. Yeah, there's no trials. But like, and once you're like doing 16 hours in a cell, bro, there's no fun in that anymore. Yeah. And the jail's been segregated. You can't move. There's 60 or pod, you don't like 59 of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You got to smile over
and shake hands every day and shake hands and be a fake cunt. That's how you are as a person. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, bro, there's a few boys in there that listen. I know a lot of these podcasts I do, especially with people with like, that have names and we're respecting the system like yourself. Yeah. That people will take stuff from it. I know there'll be comments in there about it.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And that's why I kind of come forward. Like, I didn't want to like ever come forward and do anything like this, but because I've seen the stature that you've got and the arm that it reaches to now, it's crazy, bro. So if you even changes one person's life, that's the aim now, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
If someone can find something to hold on to
Yeah.
and understand that what you're going through now, we've done or we've been through.
Yeah.
And like, people will get it if you speak up. And the biggest thing that I've learned is if you don't talk, no one knows. Bro.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't talk, no one knows. So you hold all these grudges and all this animosity towards the world for what's happened to you, and you've never shared it with anyone. So how can anyone ever step forward and help you, bro?
At least you can help them from your lesson, eh?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
So like, if someone picks it up, they'll be mad, eh?
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah.
Right, sweet. So that's your last message?
Yeah, right, 100%. Like, there's always someone out there that's lived what you've lived, boys. So, yeah, no, like, I hope someone can find a way to reach out. I know sometimes it's hard to talk, but even if it's just to a fucking mate, bro, and if you're actually struggling, and asking for help is the biggest step. It's so much easier after that. It's so much easier.
Yeah, fucking right, bro. 100%. thanks, Robin 210, Curry here, Bud.
Legend,
Legend, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Much appreciated, bro.
Thank you,
Very
my
much appreciated. You can go now.